I grew up such a fan of sports memorabilia and sports cards, and I'm really excited that this show is both going to highlight that as well as the awesome entrepreneurs that make it all possible. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the very first ever Talking Shop panel. We have Lou, we have Adam, we have Mike. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hello.
So I think a great way to start, well, everybody, I'm sure that's in our world already knows who all of you are, but just really quick, Adam, how would you describe yourself in a few words beyond the sports card obsession?
Words come out of my face and people pay me for it.
Excellent. Mike, how would you describe yourself?
How do you gotta put me after Adam? Jesus. I am very passionate about what I do. I'm very thankful to be in this realm, and I love the people around me.
Wonderful wax.
Lou, how did you get into this whole sports card world? How long have you been into it?
I've been in it recently I've been back in the mix for 3 years. My original foray was 2003.
LeBron, Melo, D-Wade.
That's right. LeBron and Lou came into the game at the same time.
Not enough people talk about that. Something to think about.
What's a Lou rookie PSA 10 collector going for right here?
Oh, it's a rock solid, like $20. It's lit.
I got a silver.
It's low.
It's so low. It's so low you wouldn't even see it if you tried.
I love that.
So we're all relatively new back into the hobby. What's the best way that we can describe what the hobby has been like in the last 6 months? Is it just like a shark feeding frenzy, or how would you guys look at it?
It's an absolute unpredictable monster. It's like a tornado. You don't know what's gonna happen.
I'll say
Cardnado.
Yeah.
said that he was in for 3 years. I got very jealous because I thought, like, all I've heard as someone that's been in for 6 months is last October. Holy crap. Last February. Oh my God. And so for me, it's funny. I've really used you three guys to get a better understanding of what's going on, because I feel like it's much more your generation. I feel like I'm the generation right before you guys. But to see the discussions that are constant, to see the people that are on Mike's page, Pull Wax, just like gambling, just like, let me get in a box break. I'll do a slab war. I'll punch your face and take, like, it's a real living, breathing organism. In terms of the prices and stuff, it's been really incredible to watch things go exponential. Like, that's been wild to see.
No, 100%. It's been like a crazy cardnado. I mean, I can't wait to see.
Tornado, that's what it is. I mean, listen, the market, it went from like a little flood, a little downpour, a little rain, a little like, oh yeah, until like what Lou said, like a tornado. And it's getting competitive. Like, competition's great, it's getting fun. You have to have fun because at the end of the day, we have fun. And I feel like a lot of people are not having as much fun because they're so worried about the dollar, because there is a lot of competition. Adam?
I was going to just ask you guys, what is it like when every day a new article comes out from a traditional media organization that's like some guy a little bit older than me being like, there's something happening with young people and cards? For people that are like so in it, what is it like when like there's these little flares and then everybody else here? What's it like for you guys?
I don't know how much different it is from me than you. Like, what are you, 3 years older than I am? Like,
no, I just mean like, you
16-year-old,
guys
maybe
are
a little pole man. That question would have been relative, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
for me,
I'm in traditional media is what I mean.
Okay.
Like, I know this world. I know journalists. And so for me, I'm like, I would cover this story too. But for you guys, where they're like citing your live streams as an example of like this craziness, I'm just curious what it's like to be seen as that.
I did something with Slam. So like that was cool because that was obviously like, it's very different for you to be breaking and being a part of the life and seeing competition and seeing people do the same thing as you. But then when you hear about them asking you certain questions and stuff like that, and you're thinking about it in a third party, like so much of stuff is moving for me so quickly that it's hard for me to, understand and
So
think
quick.
about, and like, it's just like this, and it's like so much stuff. So you don't really think about it until someone asks you about it. And when someone asks you about it, you're like, I did that. I was there. Like I opened it. And then, that type of stuff is definitely like, for me, at least when it comes to tailored about pole wax, that's what makes me, it opens my eyes a lot. But when I see stuff like LeBron James card sold for 1.8 million, I'm like, Dad, I told you, like, come on. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like go ahead, Buster.
I think in the card world, it's very similar to how it is in the ad world. In the ad world, people always say you have to see something 5, 6, 7 times before you actually go down that lane. And I think it's true from older people looking at the sports card world, and even friends of mine that aren't in it, looking at it, they have to see it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times on my account, on your account, Lou's account, like on everybody's account. And then they're like, oh,
why is everybody talking about this?
Let me go. I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna
this
buy
text
them all
the time. I get the text that says, okay, Lefkoe, I'm ready. And I'm like, for what? And they're like, to get into cards. Tell me what to do. And I go, absolutely not. Like, you think like the king has risen. He's ready to, like, that's the funniest part for me is people are like, okay, Lefkoe, teach me. I'm like, no, sorry, Lou.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, it's funny that Buster just brought up the ad world thing, because I was going to say something very similar. Like, when I think of, like, obviously in my separate, like, work life, I was at VaynerMedia, like, doing a lot of social media stuff for a long time. And I remember we did a project on, like, Twitter or something like that, like 2 years ago. And like people were like, wait, they're doing something on Twitch. And I'm like, bro, there's like thousands of people on Twitch every single day. And it's the same thing when I think about cards. And then like my boy Fred calls me after like 3 years now, me being like, yo, you need to start buying some cards. Bro, buy Donovan Mitchell for $35. Bro, buy it. And he's like, nah. And then he calls me, he's like, yo, can I come over tonight? And we could talk for 2 hours about Pokemon cards. And I'm like, yeah, but just so you know, like we're not in the same place. Or when someone's like, all right, I'm going to buy, and I give them a price for something, and they come back to me a week later. And I'm like, actually, it was $225. Now it's $345. So like tough cookies kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that type of shit is funny.
So much urgency.
I once got a DM. This is a Facebook message, actually, not a DM. I was selling a bunch of Jaren Jackson rookies at the time, because I just bought a ton, and then I wanted to cover what I spent so that I was just playing with house money. And so I was selling a bunch, and it was in like March, so right before the market doubled. And I think the total price was like $1,000, right? And the guy was like, you know what? I'm gonna think about it. 2 months later, I get a DM. He was like, let's do it.
You're
like what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was just like,
what are we doing?
what? I don't even have the cards anymore, bro.
Yeah, they've been gone since 5 minutes after I DM'd you originally.
Right. Let alone the fact that they're worth 5 times as much.
Oh man.
Well, I like because obviously we're all pretty deep in this, but what I really would like to what I would really like to do is talk about the average people that aren't into cards, right? Because there's so many of them. So many people are constantly saying like, Mike, I want to buy cards. Buster, I want to buy cards. Adam, I want to buy cards. But they don't know what they're actually doing. And people need to stop trying to buy in and spend thousands of dollars on cards. They need
really
to
nice transition there, Michael. That was smooth.
They need to get in the game. $30, $50. They need to learn. And I feel like everyone's so scared to learn because there's so much information to learn. But it's not that difficult. Like, go on eBay, buy a card. You check out the market. You see what they're going for. Like, it's not so complicated. Like, I feel like everyone thinks like the most. They see it's overwhelming. That's all it is. It's overwhelming.
I'll give advice to anybody right now that is not in cards. You are looking at a panel of 4 people that are deep into cards. Some of us have card accounts. Lou has a card account. Michael, half of his life is a card account. Go on Instagram. Look at our who we're following, and just follow the same people. And then look at the cards that pop up, DM them, be like, that looks cool. I like Michael Jordan too. Which Michael Jordan cards do you like? Because what I learned was everybody in this hobby loves talking about cards. That's the reason we're here on a talk right now, even though we're probably all busy as hell, is we're like, I get to talk about cards for 45 minutes. So just go and look at who we're following and then DM them. And then you'll get free lessons and friends so that when they post something one day, maybe you want to buy it. That's just what I would say immediately.
And to add really quick to that, because that's a very good point, I come from a sneaker background. In sneakers, people hate each other. It's like really dog eat dog. Like here, it's more like, we're friends. Oh yeah, but like in sneakers, it's like, oh, fuck that guy. So here, it's a very
good vibes only, bro.
It's a very good community at the end of the day, and people do like to discuss about cards. So don't be scared to go and ask somebody about cards, because you need to ask in order to learn. Like, you don't just wake up and be like, I know about cards. Like, that's not the way it works in anything in any world. Like, no.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of the times what I'm doing is someone texts me and they're like, yo, what is this worth? And then I literally just screen record like Juan Soto, Topps update, PSA 10, search, sold listing, recent, cool. This is how you learn how to do it. Now you try. Like literally, that's all it is. Like you were saying, people think it's like super overwhelming, and it's like it couldn't be any easier if you take like an hour to figure out how to do it.
That's how early we are. There isn't even a way to search. Like that's how early we are, that it's not easy to find out the normal price. Like this is going to get to a point where there is a search engine and there's a price that everybody knows, but we're still at the part where like, I can still do deals on IG, and that's considered a real marketplace. Like that's how early we are, is what I get excited.
100%. And there's so many additions that's going to happen, and it's going to get crazy. It's just nuts. There's so much more inventory. Like I remember I was into cards in like 03, like as Lou, like I was buying tons of stuff like Upper Deck, SP Authentic, SPX, Wade's year, LeBron's year, all that crazy exquisite stuff. It was amazing, of course. And then everyone fell out of it. And I remember watching Gary's videos, and like he was just saying how much more inventory there was. And like I just remembered back in the day how many packs there were. So like obviously,
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, it was nuts, dude. And like the craziest part was there were so many different companies and so many you had to open up a Beckett to find out the price of a card.
Yeah, well,
that was cool. I bought Beckett's. The first thing I did when I got back into cards, shit you not, was I bought 7 different Beckett's, and I started opening them, and I started looking. I was like, there's no way that this is like in 20. And I went on eBay and I figured it out, but like I bought a Beckett. Like they're cool, dude. The Beckett's are sick.
But the thing about, paper price guides, they're like a broken watch. They're right, one time, 2 times, and then never again. I want to ask you guys though, you mentioned Gary, and he falls into this category, but celebrities in the card world. Justin Bieber owns a hell of a lot of Pokemon first edition. He has a giant thing on his wall. Drake recently bought a BGS slabbed, Tupac signature. NBA players, MLB players, they're all getting into the mix. How is that going to have? Mark Wahlberg's kids are collectors now, and Mark Wahlberg's posting about it. How are all of these things having an impact, and how much bigger do we think that's going to get?
Game over.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same way when a basketball, like there's a reason companies pay athletes and celebrities to post about things. Like the reason Adam gets a big ass check when he posts on Instagram for something is because like it brings a lot of it's because it brings a lot of awareness to the thing, right? But this is like a natural integration, so like you're gonna be able to tell when, I'm trying to think of like some random NBA player, like NBA player XYZ starts posting about buying 2021 Prism. It's gonna be
Francis.
Yeah, like whatever. Like they're gonna be like, all right, cool. That matters to their followers, and then it just rolls over from there. That's all it is.
Curious about is the next time that they ship these cards to these athletes' homes. Like we just saw Jackson Hayes join in on a break, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Panini's going to send him a box of cards to sign, because they do it around the same time every year. Are we going to start seeing these guys during the signing process start showing it more? Are they going to start going to Padini and being like, I want to keep this product? Because then there's going to be a lot of product in athletes' hands, and I'm curious about that. Or is the social media kid for Zion, or I'm just saying a person's name, going to be like, we really should get you signing these cards is a big deal. The way I look at it in terms of like celebrities and stuff coming into the hobby, to put it in a perspective, we're recording this on a Thursday. Today I woke up to Pat McAfee on his show saying that Gary and I are the ones that are causing this. So that's the level of, quote, celebrity we're at, that I am the second person listed in terms of impacting the hobby, when my impact on the hobby is so low that it's nothing. I'm a consumer of the hobby. That's what's so funny about it, is if it really gets to a point where Bieber is showcasing that, and it's like a thing and it kind of gets put up soon, what excites me about somebody like Bieber having all those, it's I already know that he has it. I already know that he cares about it. Now all he's got to do is share it. And as soon as Bieber does it, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, I want Jigglypuff, you know, and then we all know. I mean, we all know this answer. That's why it's.
Yeah, and it's just like that in anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know how it's normal that NBA players like flex wearing sneakers?
Mhm.
Like that took like 2 years for it to be like normalized. And now it's just every day.
Yeah, I think there was the moment when I saw that Wahlberg posted cards, I was like, oh, I think it's going to be like this, where every single week an A-list celebrity, either themselves or their kids, are going to be in the hobby. And this is just the new normal.
And the kids, look, I don't have kids. And one of the things that I'm very worried about when I have kids is I think most people's content goes to shit when they have kids. This is a different take for a different podcast. But every time I see it, they start doing things like, oh, can't get a lot of sleep. You know, it's those kids. And I'm like, none of us give a shit. So I'm trying to like train my brain not to change. But everybody thinks their kid is the cool kid. How many times does Bill Simmons use his daughter as an example of what movie is cool? And I'm like, that's what you have, an anecdotal evidence of one girl, and you're using it to represent an entire culture. So my thing is as these guys like Mark Wahlberg, as their kids come and they're like, put your phone down, it's 10:30, and they're like, but I'm watching Pull Wax and Lil P's ripping bangers, then they're going to be like, tell me about this, because my content's gone to shit and I need to connect with people. That's what I'm thinking is happening too, is they're all just going to listen to their kids, and they're doing this.
That's so interesting. I think also, and this is something that, you know, we've seen over the last couple of weeks, and people like, you know, you guys pushing this as well, is people that know a lot about sports and people that gamble on sports. This is so much better for them.
Yeah.
100%. I think that's why you see a lot of professional bettors get into the hobby. I think that you see so many people get into the hobby. And what's crazy is there's such a huge disconnect between sports influencers, whether they're social media influencers or whatever it may be. I've spoken to a lot of them, and they're like, wow, this is cool, but I don't know about cards. And I'm like, no, you do know about cards, because your job is to know about sports, and sport cards are sports. When you're talking about sports cards, not Magic or Pokemon or anything else, but everyone doesn't understand that they're very connected.
100%. Gentlemen, do you guys have some cards on you?
Yeah, I'll go grab them.
I do. I want to see Lou's Pokemon.
Let Lou go first, because Lou's about to.
Because you know,
I don't have anything that crazy. Like, it's not even that serious, but like, all right.
No, and I think this is the thing too. Since we all make content, there's this thing where everyone's like, let me show you my big cards. And it's like, I think I might just show you the one that came in the mail like 10 minutes ago. Like I want to get to stop. Like, everybody is always showing bangers. It's not always necessary. Stop flaunting.
Yeah, it's like it's just
You say that now.
people
Like, I
trying to
never
show that they
flaunt.
have.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a big money thing, and that can be very you know, it can be a bad look for the hobby, I think.
Lou, did you just get attacked by a fly?
No, I'm trying to figure out where my light switch is, but I can't remember because I don't know which light switch this one is. So like, we're just gonna roll with it.
Did you think that there was a chance your light switch was on the ceiling?
No, because I was thinking to myself, there's a light right here. Where is the light switch for that one? And I couldn't remember.
When you look at this video, he literally went like this. And I thought he was under attack. I was like, what's in the room, Lou? What's in the
You
room?
looked at the light to find the switch?
Because I was trying to connect
when
when
a light bulb, it goes, I wonder what switch. You know what? I thought of the wiring.
That's how my brain works. I don't know.
Bro,
All right. Looks like Mike's ready.
Mike, you want to start this one off? Or maybe he's not.
Okay.
he's just taking a meeting.
No,
Lou,
I'm sorry.
Lou.
I'm sorry. She's
Oh.
here.
I'm going first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
Lou,
fine.
go first.
All right. My first one is going to be a 1999 Topps Pokemon TV Growlithe. This is a hollow foil, a rainbow foil, excuse me.
God
So
damn.
this
What
set,
do we get with the TV? Yeah.
so this set Topps put out when the Pokemon anime like came to the United States back in the day. So there's like the populations are like insanely low on these, and there's like only bangers. It's like Charizard, Pikachu,
It's
Charmander.
the
Like
kaboom of Pokemon.
it's
I
sneaky.
like that.
They're
like
low key
that.
expensive, but they're sneaky.
Okay.
Another one of my personal favorites is a 2016 Optic LeBron. Not a hollow, but it's one of my favorites because it's got the Kobe in there and the first year Optic.
You know what I'm experiencing? You know when you've looked at a card and you've checked out the pop reports and you've seen how many there are and you've thought about it and then you like pass, but like you didn't actively pass, you just kind of forgot and started looking at another card. When
Yeah.
Lou picked that up, I was like, I did enjoy looking at that Kobe and that LeBron card, and it's the first year of Optic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
is.
like that card.
If you've
and-
seen it on eBay, you do have a special attachment to it, even if you don't know.
You do. You get little crushes on your eBay watch tabs.
Right, yeah.
People sleep on Optic. Like
I
obviously,
think so too.
like Optic is so slept on, and everyone's Prism, first year of Prism. What about first year of Optic?
Optic is heat. I think Optic's like better than Select personally. I've always thought
It
that.
is. They sell for more. It is. Just Select. You know why people love Select is because they have the out of fives and the one of ones and the
Yeah.
tie dyes and the court sides. I think that what Select did really well was have the court side premiere and concourse. I
Mhm.
think that's what really, even though
Yes.
like the court side really is the only one that sells like for like good.
And like, can I also be honest? The Optic photos in football, at least, where they look like they're like from the 1950s, like I get that it's a stylistic thing. I think the Select cards are more beautiful. Like if we're
Yeah,
just going off of
I feel that.
aesthetics, like the Optic is very much, and this is not one of my cards, but like this is a Bo Jackson. Like that's what Optic looks like today, you
Yeah.
know? And for me, Select, it's sort of prismy. It's sort of Topps chromy.
They did it on purpose. You got to have variety.
Yeah, differentiators.
Yeah, there needs to be.
So many different products.
All right, let me get through my other three real quick, and then we'll go to Mike because he's gonna have some crazy shit. All right, so Bulbasaur first,
Told you.
Very nice.
Heater, one of my favorite cards. I'm so glad I have this card. It's like the pop is like the pop on this card is like 270 something.
How much
PSA
did you
10
pay?
first edition. I just bought it recently. I paid $1,800 for it.
Heater.
So that one's a big one.
Trey Young versus Bulbasaur. Who you riding with? I'm going Bulbasaur.
Buster made good points to me about Pokemon. I literally started buying right after.
This is a 99, I'm sorry, Bandai. So this is a Pokemon card that was available in vending machines in Japan. So this is a Team Rocket one. Team Rocket was like my favorite thing in Pokemon back in the day. I don't know if any of you guys watch Pokemon, but like Team Rocket was basically like the villains of every episode on the TV show. So I was always huge into Team Rocket. So like I'm trying to buy every Team Rocket card I could possibly find, like everything, like every Bandai.
Guy as nice as you like the villains.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm low key a bad guy. That's what that means. And then
For
this
some
is my
reason, everyone. There's a rumor spread. I don't know who started.
yeah.
it,
It's
though.
so weird. Everyone's talking about how I'm a bad guy. I don't know where it's coming from. This is my favorite card. I love professional wrestling. It was my first love when I was a kid. Me and my mom used to watch this all the time when I was a kid. And when me and her first started watching wrestling, she would always tell me her favorite wrestlers, because I think she just like thought these guys were hot, which is like respectable. So like it was Triple H, The Rock, and Razor Ramon. So I grew up a big Razor Ramon fan, and I recently got in 1992, Topps came out with a WCW set, and Diamond Stud was Razor Ramon's one of his early gimmicks in WCW. So I found this card. It's like not that expensive. It's an 8, something crazy, but it's a phenomenal card. I love the design on these like random early 90s like wrestling cards. So I was excited about this one as well.
Lou, correct me if I'm wrong. This is my hot take on wrestling cards.
Yep.
WWE is huge. It's a worldwide thing. I've been watching it as a kid. I'm a huge fan of it. Obviously, it's been diluted recently because everything's changed, but WWE is still incredible. the Comic-Con world, right? The Magic, the movies, the Star Treks, all those people, they love their stuff and they pay a lot of money for their memorabilia. They pay a lot of money for, I've been to shows. The closest connection between that world and sports cards, in my opinion, is wrestling.
I think it's Pokemon, but wrestling's very close as well.
Okay, but Pokemon is already there. Pokemon's there. You're buying Bulbasaurs for $1,800. Like, it's there. That's it already has the spotlight and the shine on Pokemon.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber has Pokemon. Like, wrestling is like here. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that. Yep.
So that's what I'm saying is that connection, I think it's going to cross mingle eventually. And I think that certain respected sets of certain wrestlers will sell for a lot. Like, I already see the Rocks card selling for a lot.
Yeah, like that Cardinal set, Lefkoe, we've talked about that card a lot recently, me and you. But like, I think the 90s, the 80s and 90s guys are the ones that I think are going to hold the most value over time, because Topps prints a lot of WWE cards every year. Is something that I learned. Like, there's a ton of different sets that come out every year. So there's that part of it. And I also think a big part of the wrestling culture is the action figures. So like, that is something that I think will always be more valuable to them than cards. But as cards continue to rise, I think those cards will. Like, there's a set. Do you know about the 82 Wrestling All-Star set?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's got Hulk, Andre, Flair, Junkyard Dog, Jerry Lawler. It's got like all the like legends of wrestling basically in one set. And ask Jeremy about this, Buster. He like loves that set. Like, the set is crazy. Like, the PSA 7 Andres go for like a couple $1,000, like PSA 7. So yeah, so it's
1982, dude. 1982.
Yeah, it's the 82 wrestling. 82 Wrestling All Stars is like the 86 Fleer of wrestling. It's sick. But yeah, I've been obsessed with like random.
I love in cards more than anything when someone compares.
It's the 86 Fleer of the da-da-da. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's the 2012 Prism of Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. It's fire.
Yo, someone hit me up today and was like, yo, do you want to join my Yu-Gi-Oh Discord? I'm like, absolutely. So I'm in like this weird Yu-Gi-Oh Discord right now, and it's going to get really crazy for me soon.
Do you know Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh was my shit. It was Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh for me when I was a kid.
I know.
So I'm like trying to like relearn all this stuff now. So it's going to be a weird couple weeks for me. I'm going down the shore this weekend, and I'm just going to like be in this Discord just scrolling for hours. Cape May.
I'll be in Margate.
Is battling going to be back?
I don't think so. That would be sick, but it would be lit. Like, I don't think so, though.
Could you imagine if two people that had full sets of first edition Pokemon
I was just gonna say that.
played with their slabbed cards? That would be the biggest flex of all time.
Yeah, it'd be insane. But I feel like one of the things with those trading card games is they all have updated rules. Like, every year there's new rules.
Oh, I mean, I just want the image on Instagram. Like, to actually play the game. That sounds
Well, listen,
crazy.
NBA has rules, and they turn fouls off for the Rockets Thunder game after the Bucks.
Yeah, like that'd be sick. Honestly, I have to like I don't remember how to play the games though. I have to like remember how to play the games again.
That really would be the biggest flex, though.
Oh.
Cases with like dishing out energy, PSA 10 energies. You have to have all PSA 10s to play.
Wasn't it the whole thing about a Pokemon battle that you didn't know who they were going to pull out? If everyone has a complete set, isn't it like not going to work the same way?
Maybe you like randomize them. Like you have to like pick out of a bag.
Yeah, like everyone just gets a random 10. Yeah, that could work. Yeah.
And once you enter, you just get a complete set. It's just how.
Just for playing, you just get one.
Yeah, you got to give it back at the end, but maybe I'll borrow Jeremy's.
Yeah.
Who's next? Mike, you want to show off yours?
Yeah, Mikey.
Yeah, I'll show off mine. The last time I did this, Buster, believe it or not, was for you. When we did whatever we remember, you're like, show your top 10 or your top 5. Literally the last time I did anything like this, like to speak on Adam's point, like I'm not the flexor type. I don't love that stuff. Obviously, I go through a lot of cards. This is my main business. I am a collector, but I also move a lot. I don't only sit on all my stuff, and I don't sell all my stuff. You know, there's always a median behind everything. And I am a consumer and a collector of a lot of different stuff. So like the modern play, all about it. Not going to sit here and say that modern's not great. Sorry, the vintage play. Vintage play is incredible. I love vintage. I think that the cards are going to sell a lot. I think that the pop report on obviously all these cards are lower, and they can't blow out their knees or do anything because they're retired and they can't get hurt. So obviously I like it. But at the same time, this is my business. This is my full-time business. This is my life. And I do like the modern because the kids run the generation. The kids are saying, daddy, 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 mommy, 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 I want this. Buster and I spoke about this on our last show. They like buying the new stuff. So obviously a kid is not going to be like, daddy, I love Shaquille O'Neal, because he's not going to watch Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, if Adam makes fun of him enough on live television, maybe they'll, laugh about it more. But at the end of the day, they're not going to – you're going to have to get it from older people to make those big purchases. Now, there's a mix and a balance with everything, and this is what I have. So – first thing, this is a super short print, Topps 1992 Shaquille O'Neal, and that is a gem, PSA 10.
The gem.
Sheesh. Hey, yo.
The
Shaq market is definitely exploding. I mean, this guy was the most
The weirdest thing about the Shaq market is that, well, this is a testament to Shaq. He has so many different rookie cards that everyone argues is true, but they're all going up. And that's the power of Shaq. That's why Shaq's the fucking man.
And this is gold. It's super short print. That's right.
Yeah. No, the gold is the one to get.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. And now, 0304 Topps Chrome.
Yeah.
Not a gem plus, but a 9.5.
That ain't terrible.
Well, yeah, no, very, very nice. 0304 LeBron. I mean, this card has been dipping a little, and it's going to increase so much.
Yeah.
Like,
I would love to talk about that a little bit here with this crew, because I'm super confused by like the LeBron, and the LeBron one I don't get. Giannis one I kind of get. Giannis's are getting really low right now, but I kind of get it a little bit. But I don't get LeBron at all.
My theory is everybody came in the last 6 months, the people that did come in and they spent a lot of money, and most of it goes to base. And I think the reason is because you see all the cards and you see base, and that feels safe. And I think as people are in the hobby a little bit longer, they start going, I want something a little bit shorter print, as Mike was saying. And so I also think that the people need to realize this is, as Lou would say, the 1986 flair of LeBron. Like, this is.
That's not what Lou would say. Like, let's calm down.
But
it's not what Lou would say. It's what Lou did say.
It's what I said.
I think people, I think that LeBron card is going to hold great value. But I think as people are in it for a long time, they start going, could this ever be the $1.8 million exquisite? And it can't, because it's not a one of one. Or so that's at least my mindset as to why I feel like all base has dropped. Like Tatum is dropped, and it has a chance to go to the finals. So I feel like base in itself is dropping.
This is where, and it's crazy that I keep alluding to what we spoke about, but this is where I compared sports cards to Bitcoin, sneakers, and everything else.
Okay.
Bitcoin, everything that goes up must come down. It's like the stock market today. You guys saw what happened. Things are going down, and then things are going to go back up. Everyone jumped in here, and all the big people started buying. But then somebody sold. Once you start selling, obviously the prices are going to go down, and it's a domino effect. There's no real price on this. This is not a Rolex. This is not gold. This is not real estate. Like, this is a piece of cardboard, and it is ran by people that buy and sell on a major level. So what I love about the celebrities is A, they're bringing awareness, and B, they're not selling. So obviously that is making prices like this skyrocket, which was happening. And now a bunch of people are like, oh no, I'm selling. Oh no, I'm selling 50,000, 40,000, 30,000. And you're like, whoa, what's going on? He's playing good. It's not about how they play. They could play great and it could still go down. It's a piece of cardboard, and people need to understand that.
The part I don't get though is, this is I can't count people's pockets, but my thing is like, what is the rationale for selling right now other than I bought it for 6? All right, I'm going to sell it for 14. I'm dumping my money and I'm out of here. I don't see it.
Or no?
It just depends.
Lou, you haven't sold anything.
I sell things to buy more stuff to grade it.
There's your answer.
But no, I don't. But that's a different thing. I wouldn't sell LeBron.
But people are panicking on an investment level. Sometimes it happens in life too. You don't know what happens.
And Lou, I would say there's levels to this shit. Because
of course there is.
Someone that's moving a LeBron for 13 might be looking at a Magic Bird 9 and they want that 13 to put towards the 26 that just went for. You know what I mean? Like they might be leveling up at that stage.
Yeah, maybe.
But I agree with you.
The long-term value of a LeBron, I don't see
divorced
it.
also and just lost half their money.
That's what I'm saying. Unless you need the money, I don't see it.
There's different reasons.
But there's also this. There's also this. For someone that may have been having that LeBron for 5 or 6 years, the percentage of growth they've had, how much more is it going to go up? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe it could.
You need to take your profits. Like people don't understand. Like my rule is the 2x rule. Listen, I've made money because of the 2x rule, and I don't say lost, but I've lost profits. Like I could have made more, but at the end of the day, I made somebody happy. Like they are like, yo, Mike, you just made me $5,000. For me, it makes me feel good. Like I like that. I enjoy it. That's like positive. I really do. I don't mind it. I'm not upset at it ever.
Positive vibes only.
You never want to sell something to somebody and then them lose a lot of money. Like nobody.
No.
Yes.
Nobody wants.
I feel bad. I sold a card recently and it's gone down, and I feel bad. But the only way I would ever feel bad.
I'll send you my wire. Don't worry.
To Mike's point, the only time I would feel bad is if it went up and that person posted and was like, "I bought this from that idiot Lefkoe." Like if they rubbed it in my face, then I would be like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Wow. Okay.
Let me finish this before we get out.
Trash talk right there.
2007 Topps Chrome, Kevin Durant, rookie.
Beautiful.
PSA 10. KD is one of the nastiest scorers we've ever seen. I'm excited for him to get back. We'll see if
he has enough power to get Steve Nash to be his head coach. That's pretty good.
Do you think that's what it was, Lefkoe?
Yeah.
I love the
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice card.
I love that card. Also, what I love about that card is if you read the back, Carmelo Anthony says that at Team USA practices, I watched Kevin Durant for 3 or 4 days, and I think he missed 2 shots. I love that quote.
Let's fact check. I think he only missed 3 or 4 shots in the last 2 days.
Look at that memory. God damn.
That was really good though, Adam. That was really good.
I'm gonna do one of my I love my cards on that card. So
is that one of your eBay crushes?
That card, I have that in a refractor, which was one of the smartest bets I've ever made.
Well done.
What's really funny, and I just want to say this to everybody, when you get in the hobby, if there is a card that you look at and go, I know this is a winner, but in your gut, you feel that it's a lot of money. Every time that I have felt that, it has been the smartest purchases that I have made. Every single card in which I have felt that way, where I went, I know this is a good investment, but right now this seems like a lot of money. In 3 months, people look at me and they go, you're a genius for buying that card. Just buy 2 cents.
That's because you know basketball like cold.
Well, why would you be buying cards if you don't know it cold? That's
because they listen to this show and they're like, oh shit, like Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you. I think you should never buy cards ever unless you know what you're talking about. But there's a mad people out here buying cards that have no idea what they're buying.
Well, guess what, guys? This is your chance to watch and study sports and make money off of it. And so if you're just going to go out here and be like, I think I know everything, but you're not going to read or listen to podcasts, or like you're just going to go off your own opinions, then you're a born loser. But that's just me.
And it's also not – sorry, Buster, go ahead.
That's it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It is. Study, motherfucker.
Yeah. There's just like a lot of things. And I remember when Adam and I started really engaging in conversation about cards, you know, we were talking about like Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard's the most dominant, and he just won a title with the Raptors, and he won a title with the Spurs, and he might win one again with the Clippers. And now Adam obviously has understood this. There's a lot that goes into the value of the card, and it's not always the player. Right? I'm talking about the player for those 60 minutes when he puts that jersey on, right? It's the pack. It's him being charismatic. What's his brand deals? How does his social media look like? Do the fans look up to him? Like different stuff like that. There's so many different variables that you can't check the statistics and be like, how much is his card? It's not like you know what I mean? It's not just something that you could see. It's like there's just like –
if that was the case, James Harden's cards would be a lot more expensive.
For sure.
100%.
For sure. So, there's just a lot of different variables and we're learning them every day. And at the end of the day, we're creating the market because we're telling people what to do and what they should see. And we're saying that based off what we see. And it's all just speculation because everyone's dumping, like personally, myself, I've put from the people that I've gotten into the hobby, minimum $15 million into this hobby that this hobby would have never seen without me doing this every day. And that number could be 3 times. That's a conservative number.
Like a hedge fund manager over here.
So but it's just crazy, because who am I? I'm just an average Joe who loves sports cards that works hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So imagine the impact that Justin Bieber's going to have or that, Dwayne Wade is going to have. Like, I'm talking to his son every day about cards. Like, yo, this and yo, that. And he's like, what? Like, because right when you talk money, right when you talk money,
yeah,
that's a universal language that everybody understands. It's like, I bought Bulbasaur. They're like, who's Bulbasaur? 1,000. I sold for 2,000. They're like, oh, Bulbasaur. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way it works.
It's true.
That's how Lefkoe talks to me about Pokemon. He's like, oh shit, Pikachu, 7,500, lit.
And I'm trying to learn. Like,
did somebody say ka-ching cheeks?
Yeah. As soon as Adam learned about red cheeks and yellow cheeks, that's all he talks to me about. It's just like, yo, what's up with the yellow cheeks though? Like random text, like 3 a.m. and I'm like, excuse me?
I would say half of the words in my text thread with Lou are cheeks.
Like literally. You heard that correctly.
Oh my God. Mike, was that your full top 10 there?
Kawhi Leonard, PSA 10, Prism, rookie.
Beauty. Good luck.
God.
Beauty, good luck. So you have LeBron or Kawhi. Whoever wins the title, you're straight.
Ja Morant.
At Murray State.
PSA 10, silver. I'm all about the modern, man. I'm all about the modern. I'm all about selling. I'm all about buying. You don't need to make $1 million off one card. Everybody relax, make some money, let other people eat, and move. Like, I see a lot of people getting in over their heads. Like, when you're gambling and you have credit with the bookie, you bet all that money and then you want more credit. This is kind of the same thing that's happening here, and nobody is like, a lot of people aren't selling. So stop gambling and start using this as a business. This is great tools. I loved sneakers for kids, like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds. I thought that it taught them a lot of important lessons as far as how to buy, how to sell. But sports cards takes sneakers and thumps it out the park because there's so much more critical thinking when it comes to this.
As we are recording, as he just showed us, a Ja Morant silver. Ja Morant was just officially named Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah. And I'm just curious, like I would love to see, does a news trigger like this impact it? We all knew he was going to win. Sometimes when we know he's going to win, you wonder if it's going to impact it. But I'm curious. Now it's tonight. Mike, I just go and look at, like, I have one of the cards.
It's going to go up a little bit. It's going to go up.
Yeah. I think it should. You know why? Because Zion can never win Rookie of the Year. It's a one-time thing. Ja's going to be able to have that, or Zion, rest of their careers.
And nobody's going to remember that Zion missed 20 games.
No, and they're just going to be like, I guess Ja was better.
The last, let's mark it down. The last silver sold for $2,029. PSA 10.
Okay.
So let's see where that is.
When was that?
9-2.
And
yesterday.
the crazy thing is that we all knew he was going to win. Like, there's no surprise there, yet people still didn't drive that price up, which is interesting.
When you see it on the ticker, though, it'll be like,
Adam, do you want to dive into your 10? And then
as you guys were talking about wrestling, I didn't even realize I had this many wrestling cards. So I'll show some of these, and then I'll get to, I wanted to show you guys my football bets for the season. I shopped for football in May so that I could sell some cards during the season, and I was trying to be progressive. But here's some wrestling. First off, we got some Andre the Giant, some Machos, some Hulks. Lewis seen this type before. Those are raw. I don't know if I'm going to get them graded. I kind of like them like that. You guys have seen The Rock.
1997?
97 Cardinal WWF.
Damn.
This was the first one I got, which was Stone Cold. But this is also when I didn't know what I was buying. There's no grades. It's just a 9 from BGS. So I think I'm going to send that to PSA. I kind of want it in the PSA slab. And then this is just one that has a personal story for me. I'm not allowed to sell this one. I did work for this company called Thuzio, and I got to interview Ric Flair. and some guy brought these cards to the event and got Ric Flair to sign them, and that's why they just say auto. They were signed that night. I made Ric Flair cry at this event because I played, they said, Adam, you have to pick 3 clips to play during your interview in front of the 200 people that will be here. And one of the clips I picked was at Ric Flair's retirement. Undertaker came into the ring. They're all saying whatever, and he breaks character, and he gives Ric Flair a handshake and then a hug, and he whispered in his ear. And I watched this clip, and I thought, well, shit, I want to ask Rick, what did Undertaker whisper in your ear? I would like to know, so I'm going to ask you the question. And so the screen's here, and Rick's here, and I turn, and Rick is bawling. Bawling. And now I'm in front of 200 people with an emotional Ric Flair, and simultaneously, all I want to do is hug him. But as an interview, I'm going, why are you getting emotional right now? But really, like, all I want to do is be like, I'm sorry, Rick. Because he had a stroke, he forgot about it. It was a memory he lost. And he has a new wife, and that he was like, I'm so excited to tell her about it. And I was like, and people were like, so that card to me is a card that I'm never going to sell. But when people are like, why are you in it? I can see pictures from that night, but this takes me fucking back. And it just gives me that good energy. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. That's an amazing story. Here
are some bets.
Do you have a story like that for every card you own?
No. I can make one if you want me to.
We'll be here to
this literally, I opened it up 5 minutes before I got home. I think this guy right here, Baker Mayfield, is I literally just did a podcast where I was talking to Warren Sharp. The Cleveland Browns have the greatest change in schedule difficulty on for their offense in the NFL. I'm betting, I think, Odell and Jarvis year 2. I'm going to flip that. I have no emotional attachment to Baker Mayfield. I'm going to flip that. In the same vein, this is a way in which you can use our jobs in paying attention. This is Cam Newton. Cam Newton, the day that he signed with the Patriots, I got an alert on my phone. I went to eBay. I smashed bin $100. It went up before I could get it to $300. So I made $200 before I even got the card. But then by the time I got the card, it dropped back down to $75.
Oh my God.
But now, today, I have offers of $375 on my eBay account because it's right before the season. And I think this is a good example of a card, for me at least, in terms of knowing how information can lead to bumps in money. And the reason is today he was named a captain of the Patriots, and now everybody wants his card. And so I have faith in Cam, but I don't have that much faith. If this was a Topps Chrome, I would hold, but it's only a Topps, so I'm going to sell it. This one I got before everyone started getting into wide receivers. This is a Julio Jones black refractor.
My favorite card you have, I swear.
It is a quad 9.5, so I'm going to send it to PSA because I'd love to get it a 10 because I think in 10 there's like 3 of these. And so
wow,
my philosophy is everybody's like, I want DK, I want Saquon, I want the young guys. Mine is like, hey guys, go to Pro Football Reference, look up their Hall of Fame monitor, and realize that other than Larry Fitzgerald, he's the only one that's active that's in the top 25. And if he gets like 3,000 yards receiving over the next few years, he passes Randy Moss. You know what I mean? Like
such a good teacher too. Like I love him just everywhere. Like, and he
that's
has
the thing.
Cool...
He's also the NFL's G. Everybody respects that guy. What were you gonna say, Lou?
There was nothing more obvious to me than the receivers thing happening. It was so obvious, and people were like, "Nah, bro, like everyone only buys quarterbacks." I'm like, mm-mm. Like that's not how it works, bro. Of course it's scary.
Not today. Before,
yeah,
that's how it worked.
Sure, but like that's not what people who are going in your breaks every fucking day are buying and are interested in. Like they play fantasy and they're like, wait, I'm taking Saquon Barkley 5th overall in my fantasy draft and his card's only $150. Right. What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense.
What fantasy football is about to do to NFL wax and NFL cards. I already saw it. I already noticed it. I bought a bunch of football, didn't sell it, only sold basketball. and I'm about to unleash all the football.
Yep.
2020 Prism football is going to be insanity to buy.
But 1920 is the best class we've seen in a very long time.
You're muted.
I was buying Prism Hobby NFL 1920 for $300 a box.
When?
300. I could have got as many of them as I wanted.
It's crazy.
Today, it's 1,300.
It's crazy.
I got two more. Can I
Yeah,
share
go ahead.
two more?
Go for it, and then I'm gonna close out because I know we're running a bit long.
This is my new favorite card. It's rookie Deion Sanders, and I think like Lou knows because I'm gonna chat with Lou. Where like some people say his true rookie is the score. I think that like I learned a lot from looking at the Beam team of the Shaq and how that just became the true rookie because people thought it was a cooler card. Like I would love to get to a time where we looked at cards and we're like, this is a cooler card, and they came out the same year. Like. Especially that like the junk wax era. But anyway, this is a guy, the reason I'm showing this too is it's a defensive player. Lou is saying that wide receivers, and never getting love. I still don't think people have come around to defensive players in the NFL. And
Yeah.
I'm curious how the all-time greats do. And then the last one I would show, this was my first big purchase. There you go. Now I will say this about that Deion Sanders
I
card.
think that one's better. I like that one
Because
better.
of the Jerry curl and because of the
Yeah,
hat.
it's just a heat. The hat is fire. Like the
me
Jerry
see the
curl is
back.
fire.
He has a Falcons hat too, which is pretty sweet.
That's
I'm
cool.
just when I
Like the
show
old
you
school Falcons.
guys Deion Sanders' first punt return in this uniform, that's the reason I get excited. Because to me, it's that red helmet, bro.
Yeah, the
I'm
helmet's
I'm gonna
fun.
say that I like Adams more just because I always like the action shots more. But I
That's my
understand.
thing.
I understand. the whole-
This was my first big purchase. It was the first guy that I thought this I want to invest in. It's a Russell Wilson playoff contender at a 99 auto. And for me, as I've grown in the hobby, you kind of learn, okay, the 99 national treasures or the 99 contenders, that's the real one you want. And what I hope for a lot of young investors, if you were saying I'm a Luka collector or I'm a Ja Morant collector, really dive in and learn variety within your athlete. Don't just sit on the Prism base. Don't just go to the silver and feel like you've invested. If you really believe in an athlete, you really want to root for a guy for a long time, look at the gamut. Look at national treasures, look at contenders, and really find a way to invest in something. Because otherwise, you're gonna look and your card might go 2-3x during their career. But this is a multiplier. When these go up, they go up by 5x. When the Prisms go up, they go up by 2x. And so that would be my one piece of advice for young people would just be, if you really love a guy, spend big now because the compound interest of the hobby is it's gonna create wide. I remember when LeBron refractors in March were 2003 were going for $5,000 more than the LeBron base. And now there's like a 60 grand gap. And so that's why I would tell people, if you really love something, go harder now. The hobby is going to grow. And you'll see it later. It's like putting in your 401k. I'm old. You see that shit, but I know you guys
I have my piece of advice that's I agree with what you're saying 100%. My piece of advice is, because I see this every single day, is everybody is trying to invest all of their money into one player. I think no matter who it is,
True.
Do not do that. Like, if you have $100,000, right, and Luka Doncic is your favorite player, put $30K into Luka, but you still have another 70 to play with. So don't always put all your money into one player because you never know what's going to happen, and you have to diversify all your assets. So that's my piece of advice.
That's why I feel like we talked about this on our podcast a while back too, but like wax is like the best thing you could ever buy. I feel like you're saying you're buying 1920 football. Like there's sealed, like there's nothing better than sealed wax because you're betting on an entire class of rookies as opposed to just one dude. It's like this is stupid. Like you can't say you can't lose, but like you can't lose if you buy like a whole class's worth of cards.
Unless the entire class went down, which won't happen.
That doesn't happen.
You can't lose if you buy it at the initial price. But
Yeah, you have to be smart, of course.
Don't take this information the wrong way, because there's boxes that the factory cost is select. Factory cost is in the hundreds, okay? The distributors are paying $100 for select. Today, it's $1,800, $1,600, $2,000.
You can't buy wax at the highest and expect you to make money no matter what. But if you're doing what Lou's saying and buying it right when it comes out for anywhere, 3x, 4x, 5x factory cost, you're fine.
Just grab that 2018 NT and just sit on it for like 20 years. Right. I just don't know if I have that patience, man.
No, it takes.
Forget about it, man. You got to forget about it. Like, you can't think about it as like, am I going to rip this? If you look at it,
all four of us though would go, yeah, but I could also make great content if I open it.
Of course. But that's why you have to buy graded packs and boxes to truly prevent.
Wow.
Like, I'm buying 1999 Fossil, and I'm trying to buy base, and I bought some Japanese Pokemon packs, PSA 10 graded, and that's my purchase into the entire. That's a share of Pokemon stock.
The pack is in a slab.
Yes. Adam, did you finish
Pikachu
right?
and Charizard?
I'm gonna dive through a couple here. There are some that you guys are not going to expect, and I'll explain why I'm showing it. But we'll just start off with Federer 2003 PSA DNA rookie signed. Little Poliwhirl hollow vision action.
Love that color.
Like Poliwhirl. Little
color match. That was a color match.
What? Oh, these two colors?
Poly.
Well, what about it?
Like, like if you hit a purple Los Angeles Laker, us breakers call it a color match. So like that poly was a color match. It was blue.
That's the color of the card.
I know. But like, isn't that not a color match? No?
I love it. I'm a big Jaren guy. I have probably 200 Jarens. This is one of my favorites. I talked about Optic earlier.
200 Jaren Jackson Juniors?
Probably about that.
Good for you.
Big Jaren guy. So this next one, I might actually here. I'll save that one for last. It's not. You guys might not say it's a sports card, but I'll explain my argument as to why it is. What else is I going to show? I'll show this one now, and then I have probably 5 follow-ups to that. Can you tell what this is?
A president's signature.
Herbert Hoover from the 1800s. Now let me explain why this is just as good as a sports card. All right. First off, it looks just like a card. It's in a PSA. It's in a PSA DNA case. It's a clean autograph. It's not on super glary. It's not on a sticker. It's the real deal. Second,
on-card auto.
It's an on-card auto. There have only been 50 some odd presidents ever. Back in the day, there's a lot to break down because I'm breaking down an entire industry in like 3 minutes.
Love this.
But
what was his free throw percentage?
His free throw, he shot 78% on signatures.
Respectable.
I hope Donald Trump doesn't hear this. He's gonna make his own cards.
Oh, he has tons.
The difference between old and new presidents is new presidents don't sign anything because everything they do is digital. Whereas presidents back in the day, they signed letters saying, "Thank you for coming to the White House for dinner." So there are a lot more Abraham Lincoln autographs than there are Barack Obama. Think about it like this, though. An Abraham Lincoln autograph is $10,000. A Zion RPA can go for more than 50. Which, do you want 5 Abraham Lincolns or a Zion? I'm taking the 5 Lincolns. I'm sorry. It's insane history.
I swear I'm not kidding. I'm going to get a president's autograph because you're saying this, and I am going to throw it in a pull pack, and I want to see the reactions of people.
Literally,
I'm doing it.
I'm gonna show you guys here. I'm gonna show you guys a
gold
few.
William Taft. We got a gold William Taft.
I'm telling you guys. Here.
Lou, you're muted. I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm dead, man.
But I'm a really big believer in it because there aren't that many out there. The collectors are insane. It's a totally separate collecting world. Here's a Gerald Ford.
Wow.
Here's a Jimmy and Rosalind Carter, First Lady and President.
Carter, let's go.
First Bush and Bill Clinton dated to
What are they signing?
Yeah, that was my question.
They're either signing note cards. This was actually a photo that somebody cut. And then they got it graded and wrapped up. But in short, it's a whole nother collector world, but it's gonna cross over into cards because you think about important people, impactful people, it goes bigger than the sports card world, and it looks just like cards. So that's my little
Interesting.
That's my little
Buster, I have a question for you. That card world, right? The president stuff. Does that cross over to the coin world at all?
A little bit, and I think it's gonna cross.
Because that's PSA, coin, like everything is.
I'm gonna give a con, but it's not a con, like a pro and a con. It's not one you're thinking about. I absolutely think that there's value there. I don't know what I would talk about. I'd be like, what was your favorite Abraham Lincoln speech? That would be my only knock on it, but absolutely see the value. And I agree with you.
Do your homework.
Like, you can get 5 Lincolns for 1 Zion is the funniest thing I've heard.
And I think it's a good, here's what I think. I think it's a good diversification play.
Totally.
Because
I need Lou to get in here because his mic was off.
Can you guys hear me now or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out about the fucking president autograph.
What about?
I'm freaking out because I'm obsessed with it now. It's the only thing I want to do.
So you'll buy a full pack now.
I was having a panic attack.
Lou,
I'm like, what is going on?
Lou, listen to me. A Bill Clinton autograph is $200.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm buying one right now.
Yeah, but how do you know how many there are?
$80.
Who is that?
Jimmy and Rosalind Carter. First Lady and President, $80.
I need to do
JFK autos. How much is a JFK auto?
JFK is like $5,000 to $10,000, I think.
That's not even a lot.
Most expensive.
Washington. I think he's
What's
like
he at?
30 to 50.
Have you spoke to Gary about this?
Me? I haven't. Actually, I put it in the chat that I was buying president autographs, but nobody cared.
I'm freaking out.
I did. I thought you were on ayahuasca. I was like, somebody needs to check on Buster. I was like, the kids outside shooting with the shirt off too much. They must be sunburned.
Lou hears president autographs, exits the Zoom, and just goes to eBay.
I'm freaking out right now. It's the only thing I want to do right now is buy president's signed
Here's
card.
the thing, Lou, though. The one thing that I would say from watching it the last 3 to 4 months, beyond what I already said, some presidents have gone down in value. Thomas Jefferson has lost value because of all the slavery stuff that came out and how, like, the history.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if Bill Clinton's a great buy right now.
But then again, remember this. For a guy like Clinton, press is only a positive for a $200 autograph.
I feel all right. This is a different conversation. I'm gonna text you guys after this because like I'm freaking out.
Please
Let me listen to it.
That, without any further ado, I think that pretty much does it. Lou is gonna have something if we continue this.
I'm gonna buy a president's auto too. I just have to.
Yeah, I'll get one.
Oh,
Yeah.
There we go. Well, this.
What are you seeing, Lou? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing deals.
Who did you Google first, or did you just type in, or did you just
It's on
eBay
eBay,
President
straight on
Auto?
Straight to eBay.
PSA DNA President Auto
Yeah, that's the first thing I typed in was president signed PSA.
deals. I want
How much
this.
is Barack?
Barack's $1,300.
That's so cheap.
I'm curious as to like, obviously because like there's a pop report on everything, right? When you search cards, you look at, the brand, the year, the type, whatever.
Yeah.
How do you see the pop report on like a fake card that's PS? You know what I mean? It's not like it's like a.
There aren't. It's not the same.
There's no
It's,
pop report.
I have like in the other room, I have a signed check from Benjamin Harrison from 1899, like random shit like that. Lou, I'm telling you, bro, I got a Benjamin Harrison signed check from 1899 for $300.
But like, what about like Thomas Edison wasn't a president, right? Like, what about Thomas Edison?
Thomas Edison was definitely not a president.
I don't know. I had really bad.
Okay. It's okay.
I had a
You
1.7.
don't get paid for that. You don't get paid for that. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Thomas Edison. Wait, before we sign off, I need to look this up real quick. Sign.
He created electricity.
Whatever.
Got a
Cool.
Martin Luther King Jr. autograph.
Martin Luther King is a hot autograph.
$632 for a Thomas Edison autograph.
What did he sign though?
That's it.
A light bulb?
Who cares? A piece of paper.
Do you
Lou,
think Thomas Edison left his workshop and was like signing light bulbs in the parking
Lou,
lot?
that
Yeah,
would be
you're
lit.
welcome. You're welcome.
Lou, that is a nice. The thing is, though, the only way that these go up a ton is if we talk about them.
No.
They're not gonna like. I mean, I love Lincoln, but he's not gonna put up 30. But
Yeah,
then again,
you might have like a big it could be a big signing of a bill that's like named after Abraham Lincoln or some shit like that.
what, like an anniversary?
Yeah, like I don't know, like some sort of amendment gets changed or something. I don't know how the law works, but
I'll
like
tell you
that,
what. When you
years
cash
ago.
in on Lincoln, when you cash in on LinkedIn, we're at 45 right now, right? When they get to President 50 and ESPN puts the top 10 presidents of all time list after we get 50 presidents, that's what you do. Then all of a sudden it's like Lincoln at 2? Are you kidding?
What the cool thing about this is too is like through buying some of these, I've learned a lot of like presidential history and whatnot. So I think that is.
okay about that.
You're gonna learn it by default, though.
I actually have like friends that are super into this. Like I'm going to call them like right after this.
Like
Hamilton has to be going through the roof after it went on to Disney Plus.
Oh, that's a very interesting point. All right, guys, before we get to Caleb,
How did we get to this world, man? I feel like I'm on ayahuasca.
well, my friends, this has been the first ever Talking Shop panel, and I wouldn't have rather done it with anybody else but you guys. So I appreciate you guys coming on, doing
That was
this.
awesome, man. That was awesome for real.
See you guys.